By the way, me and the Gen Z Club are running a free cryptocurrency masterclass webinar, which will go into the basics of crypto, getting started, investing, and then into the more advanced concepts, which include futures trading and NFTs and way more. Our sponsors Zumo are also depositing £5 worth of Ethereum or BTC into your Zumo account when you sign up to the webinar. Essentially, you're getting paid to learn. Don't miss out. GY, who I've also interviewed on this channel, will also be there doing a Q&A. So if you want to ask him any direct questions, make sure they're link in the description. Let's get it. I feel like with us personal finance creators, it's just good for all of us just to link up and just create good content, take it to the next level. What we was talking about, the £100 challenge, I feel like what people want to see is people going ahead.
Head to head. Yeah.
That's the next thing, because one thing I realised with the Sam Lee's video, when people see two people going against each other, it just creates so much controversy. If you could turn that and spin that into something great, then I feel like that's the next step.
I think we both got different ways of making money as well. So it'll be interesting to see in a head-to-head what works out better, what's the quickest way.
Yeah.
It'll be good to see that, so yeah, man.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the next way. I feel like they've seen what we can make. They've seen what we can talk about and what we know, but honestly, our actual abilities being tested, head to head. Yo guys, it's Poku baby. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please leave a like, comment and subscribe. Today, I've got the one and only Jay from Soul Souls. I'm broke, baby. Now, we're going to go into everything. We're going to go into personal finance, investing, how he bought his first home, reselling, TikTok growth, all sorts. So trust me, this one will be one that you need to watch. Take gems, take notes. Let's get with it. But Jay, how you doing, man?
Yeah, good, man. It's been a productive weekend. Been managing to get a lot of stuff done. So looking forward to this interview. It's been long overdue. So let's give it to the people, man.
Nah, they need to. But I like to explain things. I like to illustrate things through a story. So let's go back to before Soul Souls, before TikTok.
Okay.
In terms of like 18, 19, where was your mindset at in terms of personal finance? What was or in terms of entrepreneurship as well?
So personal finance wise, I guess like the same as everyone, grew up in a household where personal finance was not a luxury, it's like necessity, like necessity to get the bills paid, like not to actually be making money on top of your money. So luckily, I worked hard to get a good job, and by the time I was 18, I was actually earning decent money. So it actually threw me into a position where I had disposable income, and I started to think about what to do with it. So it was, back then, it wasn't even through like watching people's videos and stuff. There was people at my work who were obviously older than me. I did an apprenticeship, and I was able to work with, people in their 40s, 50s. So they used to talk about rental houses. They'll talk about credit cards, stuff like that. So I'll pick up little bits and pieces from them. And then, so like 18, 19, that was kind of like my first introduction to investing. I bought my first bond when I think I was 19, and I bought my first piece of gold when I was 19. And then from then, I probably had like a few years where I was just not really improving my personal finance, just using what I knew, but not really researching into it,
Yeah, and then in terms of entrepreneurship, would you say you got into any of that around that age as well?
Yeah, so I'd say I was always been entrepreneurial, like during school and all that. So again, because I had a bit of spare change now, and my passion was sneakers, so I was buying sneakers for myself, but also buying extra pairs to flip. It wasn't really born out of entrepreneurship. It was more, trying to get my pairs cheaper. But then what I started to do, I used to buy used pairs on eBay, and then I used to just clean them up and flip them on eBay. So that was like, I was doing little bits and pieces when I was in school on eBay, like flipping bits around the house. But that's when I was properly thinking, okay, I can make an extra £50 a week, £100 a week on top of my wage. So yeah, that was the ages I really...
in today's day and age, we're like in the information age where you can find anything online. But back then, would you say this information was widely available?
It was widely available, but it wasn't put in the digestible chunks, like people like yourself who give personal finance tips and stuff like that. You couldn't just scroll through Facebook, Instagram back then. It'd be... You just have to go on Google and search it. Maybe there might have been YouTube videos back then, but again, 18, 19...
What year was this, by the way? Just for context.
Maybe 2013. About 2013, yeah. So there would have been YouTube, but even then, I don't think there would have been many personal finance people on YouTube. And if there was, it would have been boring content, not something you'd sit through. So yeah, it's more just Google, to be honest.
No, that's great, just to see that you even still gain that knowledge during such times where it wasn't really looked upon, or it felt a lot more further away, like a wealthy man's sport type of thing.
I couldn't imagine in 2012, 2013 coming onto social media apps and seeing people my colour, people of different, backgrounds actually telling, people how to use personal finance to their gain.
Yeah, well, it's crazy, man. Now in today's day and age, you find anything
we take it for granted. Take it for granted.
We just see it as normal, but yeah, it's big. It's big. Moving on from that, we're now getting to uni. You go to uni. What do you study at uni?
So I didn't technically go to uni. I did an advanced apprenticeship, which had a HNC and a HND, which count as first and second year of uni. So I was at University of Hertfordshire, but I wasn't like a proper student. Like I was coming for 1 day a week sort of thing.
Okay. What would you say are the benefits and disadvantages of apprenticeship compared to...
So compared to uni, because I wouldn't say I had a proper uni experience. I had friends who were going uni, and the actual uni experience, like even using it for networking, just to have a uni experience is probably something in itself.
Yeah.
However, doing an apprenticeship, like I said from earlier, I was earning good money, so I was able to save money before anyone else I knew had a good job. So it kind of put you a couple of steps ahead. Financially, not that it's important like at that age, because if you get the skills you can make that up later in life, but got the education, got the money, and got some life experience as well, which I don't think you get at uni. So I was working with people who were like 40, 50 years old, and they're telling me about what they're doing, and I'm thinking, okay, he's got 3 houses and he's 40. By the time I'm 40, I could easily get 3 houses. So it kind of the apprenticeship gave me a different perspective, I would say, yeah.
And I see on your TikTok, by 21, you got your first house.
Yes.
What was the full process behind that, and what was the aim?
So when I started my apprenticeship, I had like a NatWest savings account, and back then, I think they probably still have it. You set a savings goal, so you set the savings goal. Then every month they'll say you need to deposit this amount, this amount, this amount. So I set a savings goal, £40,000, and my goal was to buy a house where I grew up in East London. And by the end of the apprenticeship, I was still saving. I was saving all the time. I hit the goal, basically. I hit the goal. But by the end of the apprenticeship, the house prices almost doubled. So in the space of 4 years, the area I grew up in got gentrified, and house prices doubled. So I still wanted to buy a house, but I had to just look further elsewhere. And my thought process was, I was paying rent at the time. I was renting from a landlord. So I thought, okay, instead of renting, my money is going to go into a house where at some point I'm going to be able to sell it, and the money's just basically been stored up. And I thought as well, if I could buy a house that I can add value to, that again I'm going to make some money off it in the future. Yeah,
I saw that you even renovated part of it yourself. Or was it
basically all of it. I did everything except for some of the electrics, but I did do some of the electrics and the carpets and some of the woodwork. So.
Where do you get those skills from, by the way?
So obviously, because I was an engineer, did an engineering apprenticeship, I was very competent with hand tools. Like I could basically do anything with tools. So like plumbing, I did bits of plumbing in my apprenticeship. So all the bathroom I did, all the tiling. My dad is in the building trade, so when I was younger, I used to go to work with him, just learn bits and pieces off him. But a lot of it you can learn yourself, like YouTube. If you can watch a YouTube video, they basically tell you exactly how to do it, so yeah.
DIY. I'm not sure if this happened back in your days, but I feel like a lot of people, especially when I was growing up, they'll be speaking down on jobs like plumbing, being an electrician, but in reality, the money there is...
The money is crazy.
Like, it's was that a thing back when you was...
Yeah, so like at school, they're always telling you, go uni, be a teacher, be a doctor, be a lawyer, and then... I mean, in school, I didn't really know how much wages they were paying, but I assumed they want you to go to uni and maybe you get a 40 grand a year job, maybe 50. But then when I left school and everyone was going to college, like, so people would do like their their bricklaying course, their plumbing courses. And then when everyone's getting qualified, they're saying they're earning 60,000, 70,000. But in school, I feel like they never really told you that you can earn that amount of money.
Yeah, from brick.
And it seemed like manual jobs were looked down upon, definitely. But you can be a plumber, you can get 10 years of experience, and then you can hire people under you. You basically become a business owner.
And run your own business.
Yeah, but they never really told you about that.
They never said you can do that. They wanted you to...
Just the traditional route, yeah.
Yeah, no. Also, then from early, you weren't really thinking uni. Like, you really...
I was really clever in school, so I was thinking uni. I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking uni. I thought I'd do engineering through uni, and then I probably learned about apprenticeships in year 11 or sixth form, and it was just it just seemed like a more logical option, to be honest, to learn and earn at the same time. Plus, I knew there was going to be an option at the end for them to pay for my first and second year uni. So yeah.
Nice. So then when you came back to renovating your home, do you know, do you add a lot of value in terms of refinancing? Or?
So I don't want to say where the house was, but it was along the Crossrail.
Or the new one?
The new one in London, not Crossrail 2. So I had an idea in my head how much house prices should go up in that area. It was only a 1-bedroom house, but it was freehold, and it's got garden, driveway. So there is actually potential to add an extension. I might think about doing that at one stage, but I knew that the house was basically not run down, but it was very outdated. Like, there was a lot of value to add.
Yeah.
So I knew that I was buying something where I was taking on a project, but it's going to pay off, really.
Yeah. No.
And I think if I was to refinance it now, it's gone up about almost £70,000 in value since 2016.
Okay, cool. So you've gone through the apprenticeship now. You're now working as an engineer full time, making good money, saving, living, renting, and then you eventually got your house.
Yeah.
When does Sold Souls come into the picture?
Okay, so that's kind of come out of...
Obviously from...
Yeah, it kind of was, I wouldn't say an accident, but my main passion, hobby, was sneakers. So where anyone, especially from London, if you're making a bit of money, you're going to spend it on drip. For me, it wasn't really the drip, it was the shoes. I was into Jordans, I was into Air Forces. Yeah. I love the culture around shoes. So where I was buying pairs for myself, they would let you have up to 5 pairs or whatever. So you get one for yourself, you sell 4 online, you make £40 off each one, then you end up paying for your own one. So that's where it sort of came out of, where I was doing that, and then everyone knew I was the guy to come to for shoes.
Well, in your area, everyone does.
Yeah, in my area, really in East London, everyone was coming to me for shoes. And then obviously I needed more customers, so I was selling on eBay, that was before Depop, I was selling on eBay. Then I started to get a lot of sales on eBay. Then I thought, why am I paying eBay 10%? I made a Depop and made my own website. And that's how Sold Souls came about. And then since then, it was just been building. Through my apprenticeship, I was doing on the side, obviously, just coming home and putting more hours into it. So it just built from there, yeah.
And one thing you touched upon was you do your apprenticeship, work hard, get your money, and then instead of coming home to chill and watch Netflix all night and then repeat the process for however many years, you then went to work on your own empire and carry on growing that. Can you talk on the importance of doing that and why?
Yeah, so I'm not going to act like I stayed at home all the time. I enjoyed my life, but I would be the guy, I'll come back from work, do 4 hours on my business, then quickly pre-drink, then go out that night, and then get back at 4 a.m, sleep for 3 hours, and then work.
Wow.
But
so work hard, play hard.
Yeah, well, when you're younger, I feel like you got more energy to do that. I couldn't do that now. I could not do that now. But from the ages of 17 to 21, I had so much energy, I was able to fit it all in. I was doing everything. I was going on holidays. I was partying with my friend. All my friends were in uni, so I was going all the way to the uni. But obviously, where I work for the train company, I used to go first class for free. So I'll bring my laptop. I'll be doing 3 hours of work on the train there. Yeah. Then I land there. Then I could just party. Yeah, it was I had a good little thing going on there. No,
that's what I like, because people who try to say that work and having fun is mutually exclusive. They feel like just because I focus on finances, I don't have fun.
People have different types of fun. Like you don't have to be going out drinking to have fun. Like there's no problem with you if you could come straight home, do all your work. Then you can just go out for a nice meal. You ain't got a hangover in the morning. You're able to wake up at 7 the next morning, and you can just continue doing work. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's great. So you're banging out souls, and even at this time as well, another thing I applaud you for, reselling wasn't a trend back then per se. Like now it's like reselling is a thing, but back then for you to take it out of your own hands to go out there and do that, you must have been not the only one, but like
there was not much competition. There was not much competition, and it was more the reselling thing was more within the sneaker community. So now people resell PlayStations, they resell graphics cards, everything under the sun. And back then it was literally the only resellers I knew were sneaker resellers and concert ticket resellers. There wasn't PlayStation resellers. There wasn't anything like that. Yeah.
So then okay, cool. So yeah, that makes sense. So I'm guessing it gets to a point where Souls is it's bringing in so much, you may decide to leave your job.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the process leading up to that.
So it's a difficult one. Like anyone who's left a stable job to.
How much, by the way?
My final salary, it was Virgin Trains when I left. It was just about £50,000 a year. Just about £50,000 a year.
What age, Richard?
I would have been on that just before my 21st birthday, I think.
21st?
Yeah. Just before, yeah. So from the ages of about 21, I think I left when I was 24. Yeah, 21, 24,
on 50k, and you're thinking to leave that stable thing to continue and turn Souls into a proper business. What's the process behind that? Yeah,
so I knew about entrepreneurship. Like I knew hustling. Like entrepreneurship became trendy the last maybe 3-4 years. Back then it was just like I knew that I wanted to make more money, not just to have the money, but to do other things in my life. So I've always enjoyed traveling. I've always enjoyed having nice things, but not everything has to be nice. Like I like certain nice things. Like I might like a nice watch, or I might like a nice pair of glasses or something like that. So being able to afford that without my full-time salary was the goal. And then because Souls was starting to make a lot of money, and with a lot of money, well, not just a lot of money, I was getting more customers, more attention. There comes in like customer service, then you just got to be posting on Instagram like 10 times a day, like everything that come with it was.
Oh, and also to mention, you was on Instagram back like early.
Yeah. I think for Souls 2013 was when the Instagram was made.
Yeah. So you was banging Instagram from early.
Yeah. So I had stages like where when I first started, probably you didn't have to post every day back then. So posting a lot when I first started. Then I think the final year of my apprenticeship, I had to take a step back to just get my apprenticeship finished. So there was like a 6-month period where I probably didn't post on Souls. But then after that, I posted every single day, like minimum one post for I think 5 years. Every single day, like no fail, not even Christmas Day, like every single day.
Wow.
So I was banging out Instagram. But social media, it was big then, but like seeing now, you'd think, you're not making you probably see an account with say 5,000 followers and thinking they're not turning over that much money. But back then, if you had 5,000 followers, it was like quite a big thing. So I was getting a lot of attention through Instagram and a lot of attention through Depop. Like Depop was where I got a lot of attention from. I had like a really big page on Depop. They used to push me a lot, so I'd get people coming to my website from there. So it was a lot to manage along with the job. But what I did decide was I set a goal in my head. I thought, okay, if I can turn over this amount every month, that means I'll have enough to pay myself a wage and enough to reinvest in the business. I need to hit this consistently before I even start thinking about leaving. So for about a year, I was hitting that consistently. Then I thought, okay, now I need to take the steps before I leave. So like I said, I put a lot of money into my house and renovating it. So I had to build my money back up, get some savings again, made my emergency fund. And then once I had all of that, I was like, am I going to take this step? I thought, what's the worst thing that can happen? Souls fails, or maybe not fails, it doesn't make enough money to pay my bills. I can either go back into engineering, or I could just get a part-time job. Like my bills weren't that much. I was living within my means. Like I wasn't living a lavish life. I could pay that with Deliveroo. Like didn't really bother me that much. So once I had it in my head, that everything's covered, that's when I decided to put my notice in. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's big. That must have been a big step for you to take.